friends, welcome to session. This is a 8-part series on the 5 pillars of holistic health and longevity. Today is session number 4, and the title of today's session is Meditation, the Miracle Cure. Just wanted to go over my disclaimer. My presentation is not intended to provide medical advice. It is intended for informational purposes only. Please kindly note that I'm not from the medical field, but my research is based on the work of scientists and medical professionals. If you decide to make changes, it is best to consult with your GP. My presentation is based on my own experience and in no way implies that this is a universal cure, as I recognize that each individual is unique. I have no hidden agenda. I'm not making anything out of this, just sharing some wisdom. Knowledge is power. We're going to start off with a poll question. So all of you who are on Zoom, I would appreciate if you participate in the question. And the first poll question is, how regularly do you meditate? Do you meditate once every day? Or do you meditate twice every day? A few times a week? Or are you new to meditation? So all of those who are attending this session do meditate, and we all are aware of the benefits of meditation. I'm now going to go on to the question number 2. And the question is, why do you meditate? Do you meditate to improve physical health? Do you meditate to improve mental health? Is your ultimate goal enlightenment, or is it all of the above? So why do you meditate? And we will go, when we go through today's discussion, meditation is going to bring us physical health benefits, mental health benefits, and it will also lead us towards enlightenment. So what is this series about holistic health and longevity all about? For those of you who have joined this series for the first time today, all of us want to be healthy. And the reason we want to be healthy is health allows us to enjoy life, progress materially and spiritually, and achieve our goals. We want to be healthy physically, mentally, and spiritually. This series is all about holistic health and longevity, and specifically making small but sustainable changes to our lifestyle. These small changes will not only have a major impact on our health span, but also our lifespan. This series is about leading a lifestyle to maximize peace, progression, and prosperity. What have we covered till now? We have covered the first pillar. The first pillar is all about mouth. And within mouth, we have covered 2 important aspects. One is fasting. Within fasting, we have learned that if we want to upregulate the mechanism against aging, we need to fast. Our DNA has not evolved to eat for prolonged periods of time. And fasting is recycling and cleaning at the same time, just like hitting a reset button to your body. And feasting is all about whole plant-based foods They prevent diseases across the board. The longest lived people eat a plant-based diet. Nothing they eat has a wrapper. Once you start eating plant-based foods, you make yourself heart attack proof. That was pillar 1. We now go on to pillar 2. Pillar 2 is all about the mind. Your mind and body are powerful allies. How you think can affect how you feel, and how you feel can affect your thinking. The mind-body connection is the link between a person's thoughts, attitudes, behaviors, and their physical health. Your brain produces substances that can improve your health. These substances include endorphins, which are natural painkillers, and gamma globulin, which strengthens your immune system. Research shows that what your brain produces depends in part on your thoughts, feelings, and expectations. If you are sick, but you have hope and a positive attitude, and you believe that you will get better, your brain is likely to produce chemicals that will boost your body's healing power. Negative thoughts and emotions can keep your brain from producing some of the chemicals that will not help your body heal. Your thoughts and state of mind are resources you can use to get better. Next, we are going to do another poll question. And the question is, on a scale of 1 to 4, how stressed are you normally? Again, on a scale of 1 to 4, how stressed are you? 1 being very low stress and 4 being quite high. So we've got 37% who have low stress levels. 42% have got sort of medium levels, and 21% are a little above the medium levels. So one thing is there for sure, that all of us understand stress, and we are experiencing stress and its effects on our life. So let us try and understand stress. Epigenetics tells us that the composition of our blood is actually what controls our genetic activity. Epigenetics, by that I mean our lifestyle, determines the composition of our blood. And that composition of our blood is actually what controls our genetic activity. Blood controls energy, because that's where all the nutrients and resources are. The blood is more or less concentrated in our viscera, the organs that actually help the body grow, repair, and maintain itself. Fear generates stress, and fear is always thinking about the future of something which hasn't happened to date. So what happens physiologically when we experience fear in our mind? We start to get mobilized to forget our body in order to respond to that fear. We forget our body, and the body starts to prepare to respond to that fear. The mobilization is related to the adrenal system, the fight or flight system built into our body. The brain releases stress hormones as cortisol, as well as agents that affect the immune system, such as histamine. In short, when we have fear, it redirects the flow of energy in our body. So what happens when the stress hormones go into the blood? They actually cause the blood vessels in the gut to shut down. Why? Because we don't need to use the energy to grow and maintain the body when we are chased by that tiger, the fight or flight symptom. When the blood vessels in the guts squeeze shut, the blood is now forced into the arms and legs, which are necessary for the fight or flight response. When we are in this response, we shut down any mechanism that is not necessary. And as a consequence of this, we also shut down the immune system. The immune system protects us from threats on the inside. Not only do we redirect the flow of blood away from the viscera, which maintains our body, we also inhibit the immune system, which is protecting the interior of our body. What now? If it's just a run away from a tiger, 10 minutes, you escape the tiger, then the system can return to normal. However, what happens in chronic fear? We are shutting down the maintenance of the body, which opens us up to infections and inflammations and all other problems. We also shut down the immune system, which is protecting us from those infections. In today's world, stress is not 10 minutes. It is 24/7, 365 days a year. So what is the consequence of long duration of living in fear or stress? The body starts to become sick and starts to fall apart. Now it turns out that stress is responsible for up to 90% of all disease. We were thinking genes were causing the disease. No. It's the consequence of stress and the chemical consequence of shutting down growth, shutting down the immune system, which opens up the body for a failure. Disease is the result of chronic fear. So we now look at how do people in the blue zones manage stress. So people in the blue zones suffer the same stresses that we do. However, they have daily rituals that reduce stress and reverse the inflammation associated with stress. In Okinawa, they go on daily walks with friends. In Nicoya, they take a break in the afternoon to socialize with friends. Seventh-day Adventists in Loma Linda pray. Icarians take frequent naps. Sardinians partake in a happy hour. All of these things they do on a daily basis to manage stress. We now come to the next poll question. And the question is, how do you deal with your stress? Please select one of them. Is it listening to music? Do you meditate? Do you eat comfort food? Or do you go for a walk? So 11% of us, we listen to music. 58% we meditate, which is very, very good. Some of us end up eating comfort food. I'm probably one of those who tends to eat comfort food, and 5% go for a walk. So all of us have got some mechanisms of how we deal with stress. We go on to the next poll question. So how does stress affect you? Is it that you become sleepless? Do you become irritable? Do you become angry? Or do your relationships suffer? So 21% become sleepless, 63% become irritable, and 16% experience anger. And this is sort of quite common. Most of us do become irritable when we are extremely stressed. Now we talk about what happens in the brain and what sort of networks are there in the brain. The first one we talk about is the default mode network. Functional MRI studies of the brain show that when someone is daydreaming or just not doing anything, our brains show consistent activity in certain regions. These areas together are called the default mode network, or DMN. It involves part of the brain responsible for thinking about yourself and rumination, areas which are correlated with some mental illnesses such as depression and anxiety. One of the interesting brain areas making up the DMN is the amygdala, the region of the brain largely responsible for the fight or flight response, and is seen to be more active when people are stressed. DMN is a ruminative network. It directs our awareness to the past and future while largely ignoring the present. It can be used responsibly for planning and organizing, but we must be wary of the negative aspects of it. In the brain, we also have another network called TPN, or Task Positive Network. Task Positive Network is active during attention-demanding tasks. TPN can be said to be responsible for the present moment awareness, being in the here and now. It is the action network. When TPN is activated and we are in the present, there is no rumination, there is no worry, there is no past, there is no future, because DMN is inactivated. Only one system can be active at any one time. By activating TPN, we deactivate DMN. We activate TPN in meditation. Experienced meditators have been found to have smaller amygdalas responsible for stress. And so this change in the structure of the brain means that they are able to react differently to the stresses and strains of everyday life. We now look at meditation, a simple, fast way to reduce stress. Meditation provides a lot of benefits for your mind, body, and spirit. Meditation has two vital benefits. It prevents stress from getting inside your system and releases the accumulated stress within. These two occur at the same time, and the person will feel happy and refreshed. Let's try and understand meditation. Meditation has been practiced for thousands of years. Meditation originally was meant to help deepen understanding of the sacred and mystical forces of life. These days, meditation is commonly used for relaxation and stress reduction. Meditation is considered of a type of mind-body complementary medicine. Meditation can produce a deep state of relaxation and a tranquil mind. During meditation, you focus your attention and eliminate the stream of jumbled thoughts that may be crowding your mind and causing stress. This process may result in enhanced physical and emotional well-being. Meditation can give you a sense of calm, peace, and balance, that can benefit both your emotional well-being and your overall health. These benefits don't end when your meditation session ends. Meditation can help carry you more calmly throughout your day and may help you manage symptoms of certain medical conditions. Let's look at some of the benefits of meditation. These are all from various scientific studies. In one study, with 7 weeks of meditation, cancer patients decreased their degree of depression, anxiety, anger, confusion, and chest and stomach symptoms by 50% and felt more vigor. In another study, with 10 weeks of meditation, 2/3 of the participants had a 30% reduction in pain, and half had more than a 50% reduction. In the third study, with 10 weeks of meditation, chronic pain patients had less pain, less mood disturbances, used less pain medication, and could be more active. The benefits were still present 1 year later. 3 years after an 8-week meditation instruction, patients with anxiety, panic disorders still showed a benefit. All patients with fibromyalgia who meditated for 10 weeks improved, and over half showed moderate to marked improvement in pain, fatigue, and quality of sleep. So what about meditation and longevity? Backed by 117,000 peer-reviewed scientific studies, meditation has shown to boost GSH, which is the mother of all antioxidants. In 2017, a study of 96 meditators over 12 weeks found that meditation had significantly reduced the rate of cellular aging in apparently healthy population. In the first couple of weeks of this series, we had talked about sirtuins. They are the proteins which are created, which help with the longevity genes. So according to researchers, these meditators, sirtuin 1 levels were boosted by a massive 52%. In 2011, a study by the doctors at the University of California, after a 3-month meditation retreat, found that meditators cranked out about 40% more telomerase units per 10,000 cells. So telomerase is the enzyme which helps lengthen telomere length, and this is what determines our life. Now let's look at meditation and spirituality. This is a quotation from Osho. Meditation starts by being separate from the mind, by being a witness. That is the only way of separating yourself from anything. If you are looking at the light, naturally one thing is certain, you are not the light. You are the one who is looking at it. If you are watching the flowers, one thing is certain, you are not the flower, you are the watcher. Watching is the key of meditation. Watch your mind. Don't do anything. No repetition of mantra, no repetition of the name of God. Just watch whatever your mind is doing. Don't disturb it. Don't prevent it. Don't repress it. Don't do anything at all on your part. You must be a watcher. And the miracle of watching is meditation. As you watch, slowly the mind becomes empty of thoughts, but you are not falling asleep. You are becoming more alert, more aware. As the mind becomes completely empty, Your whole energy becomes a flame of awakening. This flame is a result of meditation. So you can say meditation is another word of watching, witnessing, observing, without any judgment, without any evaluation. Just by watching, you immediately get out of the mind. Finally, a few points to ponder. How you think can affect how you feel, and how you feel can affect your thinking. Stress is responsible for up to 90% of all diseases. Experienced meditators have been found to have smaller amygdalas. Meditators produced about 40% more telomerase. Meditators' sirtuin 1 levels were boosted by a massive 52%. Next, within the next week, in the same pillar mind, we will look at sleep. So we will look at sleep and longevity, sleep and holistic health, sleep and telomere length, sleep and sirtuins. Thank you, everyone.